Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. That's right. It's a little show about big things. It's Monday through Friday. Ocean's Pit, lunchtime fun. It's Twisted Tuesday, Unfiltered Tuesday. I'm bringing on my guest co-host now. Every Tuesday, we're bringing up my girl in just a few seconds. But before we bring her on, you know what it's about, folks. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, and mostly it's dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch the show. We do really appreciate it very much. Thank you so much for that. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609. Let's get right to our sponsors. Sponsors, very important. We're talking about Ace is the place. Ace Hardware, buy local, shop local. Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and now in Mesa, Arizona. Again, we want to thank Raffaello and Jackie. They came aboard the cruise with us, had an incredible time. Ace is the best, folks. You all rentals at Norwich, Des Plaines, and now Warrenville. They have a large fleet of trucks, best prices in town. 3 easy ways to make a reservation. Call the store, walk in, visit the U-Haul desk, or go to uhaul.com. Choose one of your Ace stores as your location and make a reservation. They're here for all your moving needs, personal, business, small loads. They have it all covered. Take advantage of the auto key programming at all their stores. They program car cut keys at up to 50% less than the dealership. Visit their helpful hub to speak to a certified team member. That's Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Ace Hardware, absolutely. And let's get over to my good buddy Bernie DeMeo. Every company needs a public relations, a publicist. That's how you get your stories in. That's how people know about your business. They know about your talent, whatever it is. That means you need to go to one man and one man only. That's DeMeo Partners, BernieDeMeo.com. Experienced, creative, and smart. Bill Gates once said, if I was down to my last marketing dollar, I would spend it on public relations. Bernie DeMeo has been my publicist for 4 or 5 years now. We're in TV. We get radio, we get magazines. We got everything covered with the show and Tony Ocean. He's worked with Michael Jordan and Chicago Bulls, the Chicago White Sox, Phil Stefani, all these other great locations and a lot of great different awards. You need to call Bernie at 312-217-5658 or go to BernieDeMeo.com. Tell him Tony O sent you. All right, folks. And last but not least, our good friend Mary Grievous. If you're buying or selling in the Chicagoland area, the perfect real estate professional, whether you're putting your home on the market or looking for your dream home, give her a call today. That's right. She can also help assisting buyers, sellers for sale by owners or expired listings. Mary Grievous, Berkshire Hathaway, Stark Real Estate. That's M. Grievous at starkre.com or give her a call at 630-688-1125. Say hello to Mary and tell her Tony O sent you. Oh, we got a lot of good stuff happening here today. So before further ado, let's get me to my thing over here. I'm kind of lost here. It's too early. Let's bring my co-host. That's right. Terrible Tuesdays. Terrible Tuesdays is good too. Twisted, terrible, whatever it is, unfiltered. There's only one thing to do is to bring in my new co-host now every Tuesday, Carol Brandolino, telling it like it is.
Hi, Terrell.
For Carol is in the house. Let's bring her on right the button here. Hold on here, honey. Can you there? Can you see me? Hold on here. There she is. Carol is in the house. Hello. And now I lost you again. All right, let's try it again. There you are, Carol. Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, good. Good. There you go. Well, welcome to Ocean's Pet again, hon. And I know you were a guest once, and now you're on having some fun, and everybody's already saying hello. Let's see. Jill's saying hello. Dennis, Lake Geneva, Nashville's in the house. Jennifer says hello. Let's see who's actually watching, too, while we've got some people here. Let's go. Stella says hello. Ryan, Kathy Lazaro. Great seeing you, Kathy, on the cruise. Thank you, guys. Stella, Dennis, Lake Geneva, Albert, Kathy Eppolito, Santa Barbara, California. How you? Wait a minute, Kathy, you're still stuck in Florida. Oh my God. Tony Toto and Danny Raimondi just. So she's still there. Oh my God. Hope you're doing. Mary, there she is. Carol, what's going on, honey?
How you doing? Hey, terrible Tuesdays is okay too. I could be terrible. I could do. I could be a bad guy too
I like
sometimes.
them, whatever it is. I like the Twisted too. Twisted is good. Richard says hello. Mary Tark says hello from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Say hello to Tony Deanne. Hi, Tony. What's up, buddy? I hope you got Large Marge. Andy is in the house. This is fun, Carol. I am so happy you were willing to do this with me. We're going to have a lot of fun.
So excited.
So
I actually.
Go ahead.
All right, so here's one thing I want to do. I'm at home, which I normally won't be. I'll be doing it from work during my lunch hour, okay? And one of the by the way, look what I did.
Oh, and I heard you had a Monte Cristo. Woo, boy, you're really stepping up there. Did you just grab that from a liquor store? You said.
Literally from a liquor store. Bobby got one for me this morning. I said, I need a cigar. Just go get me one from the store down the block. I don't know how to hold it. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't want to look like Cheech and Chong either because I really don't know how to hold this. But
that's okay.
Anyway,
you got it. You're holding it right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, honey.
Good look. I think.
All right. So you're home.
I'm home today.
It is
so
definitely good.
This is my she shed, which I've never had. This is going to be the room I'll be doing my podcast from eventually down the line. And so this is my very, very first time doing it from here. So I'm having a moment, which is kind of cool to for it to come to fruition a little bit. So thank you again to you and Laura. But I do not want to go any further without doing this. I think I can get this up here.
Go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
This is it's hard to see, but this is our Papa Sandro. I want to dedicate today's show to our Papa Sandro. That is Bobby's, his grandfather who passed away December 2nd. Here he is, December 2nd. That's our Papa Sandro. Our patriarch, he just turned 94. I know we talked about it. Actually, I think I was on the day of his birthday, November. He turned 94. He passed away December 2nd. And he was the best. And he's he is a service member. He's in Air Force. So I know that you dedicate your shows to our military and our hard workers and our first responders. So I would like to dedicate on my end this show on behalf of myself and Brandolino's Encore Music Center to our Papa Sandro, who passed in December. We love him very much, and he's a part of our day every day. So that's that. I wanted to get that out of the way.
Well, you know what good, Carol, about that is, like I said, when we lost Mama D a few months back. So, it's something that they'll always have memories. And that's something that's the bad thing, of course, when someone passes away, but you'll have all the wonderful memories that they have. And that's something they're never going to forget. So God bless for Papa Santos. God bless.
Yes. And also, I guess Twisted Tuesdays, one of our sponsors for Twisted Tuesday will be Brandolino's Encore Music Center in Shorewood. We are a one-stop music shop, a full service. We have a lot going on right now. Band instrument rentals. We have band instrument accessories. We sell all those. We do music lessons on all instruments, including vocal. And also, we are starting to get back into that Zoom lesson phase too. We have adults and children alike that take lessons via Zoom, so you don't have to live 5 or 10 miles away. If you're further away, this is the way we're going in Zoom. During COVID, when that happened, we had to go full Zoom, and we never did that before, and it worked. So I think we may start kind of incorporating Zoom lessons in, which is going to be awesome. People don't have to leave their home, and so there's a lot of older people that may want to take music lessons. Young kids, parents just can't get out or can't get. We're in Shorewood, so it may be further. But anyway, they have a lot of higher end guitars for sale, used guitars. They only deal with higher end if they're going to do anything.
Okay, so they got all the musical instruments. Not only that, Carol, my good buddy Buddy wants to know where you at right now. You're in Shorewood, Illinois.
Shorewood, Illinois. Yes, we're on. We're just.
Tell us.
If you take I-55, let's say, you would it's a Route 52 exit, which is Jefferson Street, which is Route 52. And you just head west on 52, and it's about a mile down the road up on Jefferson Street on 52. You know what? It's right next to, a lot of people knew Louis' Chop House back in the day, not the one in Oak Lawn. I know you know about this one, and I'll tell you a funny story about that. You know everything.
Yes, I remember. Yes. There's a
So
story? Okay, go ahead.
and so it was most recently Scooter's Roadhouse. We were right in the same plaza. Now it's Corrigan's Pub. They just reopened a new restaurant and bar, which Seventh Heaven will be performing at on February 3rd, actually, I believe. So it's kind of comes full circle.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So
Carol, let me tell what if people never been to Shorewood, what do they got to look forward to? What's in Shorewood that people can enjoy?
I have to say, Shorewood is a family
What's
town.
in Shorewood? I mean, what's out there? I mean, I think I've been there a few times to the town. What else? What's Shorewood like?
Shorewood is really, it's a beautiful town, family oriented. Things going on for kids. Their village hall. They do a ton of things in the summer. They have live entertainment every other Thursday. It's called like out in the village and at the village hall. They have a beautiful pavilion. Every other Thursday they have live entertainment, and on the other Thursdays they have movies in the park.
Okay, so very cool. It's a family oriented. Very good, Sherwood, Illinois. Very good. I know we can start off. I know we can start off. Very important announcement that we can start off, folks. If you watched the decision 2024 yesterday in Iowa, did you see who won? I will be the greatest president that God ever created. He won big with 53% of the votes, knocking the other people. There was nobody even came close to that. And what I liked about that, Carol, is that in Iowa, for this particular voting, you had to go be in person to vote. You could not mail it in. You had to be in person to vote. And as cold as it was in Iowa, people still showed up. I will be the greatest president ever created. 53%. Did you follow that at all? Do you follow that at all, Carol? Any of that stuff?
Yes, I do follow it. I actually do follow a lot of different podcasts that are strictly, they do talk a lot about politics. And I've just in the last 4 or 5 years become just like everybody else, just trying to educate myself and just be more knowledgeable in general, because it's getting real. Shit's getting real out there. And I just think uh, people have to go vote. But I will tell you this, the last time I went to vote, they did not ask me for my ID. And it blew my mind and it scared the shit out of me, because that's the biggest problem right now. If you don't have to show your ID, who's voting? I mean, you could say a name, you could go how many times. They have people working at these voter registration places, or polling places, I should say. And that's the scary part of it all. I just really think, you won't have any questions at all if there's no mail-in ballots. I mean, some of them are legit. I get a lot of people can't get out. Those, fine. But if you're able to get out, you should absolutely have to do it in person. There's no other way that it's going to go, that it's going to be honest. I think there's always a way it's going to backfire. We've obviously seen what's happened, and I've heard way too many stories from sources and people that I know that are very close to these situations, and they're seeing things. They've seen it. It just seems like no one's listening to them when they're telling their stories, and it's very scary. So I'm just going to tell people, every time I meet somebody, unsolicited advice on my end, go vote. It's the most important vote you're going to make in your lifetime. This
I
time around.
agree. And as former President Donald Trump, a lot of people do not like him, and a lot of people do, obviously, in Iowa, 53%. As a mother, Carol, as a mother, and as a female in the United States of America, how do you feel things are going right now?
Well, I actually had this discussion with someone yesterday, and what we were talking about is, even with my own mom, I don't argue with people about politics. I'm not trying to make anybody see it my way or trying to really change their mind. But I am an open-minded person. I want to hear their side. I always listen, because sometimes I'm enlightened and I do think about things from a different perspective. I think everybody has to do that to be an informed voter. So if you're not listening and you're closed-minded, you're part of the problem. And I hate to say it, but you have to start listening to everybody and then come and meet somewhere in the middle. Here's what I said. I'm not looking for a president. I'm not looking for a husband for my daughter. Okay. Do I like things that he says? No. Do I like the way he says things? No. I think sometimes yes, he's an egomaniac, whatever. But the thing is I look back with my mom when I was talking to her about John Kennedy, right? That was her era. They loved him. He was a womanizer. I mean, we all knew this. A lot of the people that we know and loved in America that were big names, they loved them, whether it was performers, politicians, they loved them back in the day. Because they were charismatic. They had big personalities. That's what made them who they were. I'm not looking for a husband for my daughter. I'm looking for somebody who cares about the country, who can run a country, who knows business, who can be diplomatic and talk to the worst people out there, which is, our enemies in this world, okay, that are going to overcome our country if we don't have a diplomatic, strong person there, okay? And so if people want to hate me because I feel that way, it's okay. But I think it's time to start thinking about things in those terms. I don't need him to be perfect for my daughter to marry. I need him to run a country.
I agree with you. And like I've always said in life, and I don't know if you guys are this way, we have a friend or a family member or somebody who might be loud, obnoxious, but at least you know where they're coming from. There's no he's not shaking your hand and giving you two from behind while he's smiling. You know what? And that's the part. There you go. There's Larry. Larry, good point. Look past the person and decide by their products of what they have done, and what they're doing for the position. It's a good point there, Larry. Very good point.
For me in my life, I have to say more than ever now, I'm 50 years old. This is my 50th year on this earth. Okay. I just turned 50 in September, and I have to say more than ever, and I've always been like this, and I've trusted my gut 1,000%, which has gotten me to where I am, and has gotten me out of some pretty bad situations. When I trust my gut and I listen to it, it's very important to trust your gut. It is there for a reason. Your instincts are there for a reason. So when I meet people, I click with them right away or not. I know if they're real. If you're real, I will take a real person any day that's a loudmouth, obnoxious. People think they're jerks, whatever. If I see that they're being real, I know that they're not going to talk about me behind my back. I know that they're going to say it to my face. You know what you're getting up front. And that's how I am. And that's all my group of friends that I have. They're all very similar in that they're all real and blunt. And yes, they swear. And it's a disclaimer that I put out there sometimes. I started a new job recently, and it's in an office. I've never been in an office. I worked in restaurants my whole life. Believe me, the words that fly around the restaurants, the kitchens, the up front, the bar, very different. I grew up that way. So, when I was in this office, I thought these people are going to think I'm a complete, I don't know what they're going to think I am, but I did let them know. Just so you know, sometimes I might let expletives fly. I will never do it in public or where it would, affect my job or embarrass my work crew. But I'll be honest with you, I will tell you how you can find out in a second if somebody else is a swear or if they're a real person. Well, in the way I look at it.
Sure.
The second you swear in front of someone and then say, oh, I'm sorry, I hope I didn't offend you. The second they see that you swear, they're going to turn into exactly who they are. You're going to see right then and there. They're going to start letting the bombs fly. They're going to feel comfortable because they know they're not going to offend you. That is how I learn who somebody is if I want to know who they are very quickly. If you throw a little bomb out there or something and apologize for it and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, it's going to come out and then they're going to let it fly. I'm telling you, it happens every time. Try it. It works.
and you know what? Also, look, we have Italian blood in us. You got Greek blood in us, and Greek and Italian very much the same in a lot of different ways. The only difference is, like, we eat at your restaurants, we work at your restaurants. You guys never close your restaurants. But besides that, you know. I mean, you go to a Greek restaurant.
Mhm.
Any Greek restaurant you go to, you ever notice that? I mean, it's just the portions that you get. I mean, it's just they know food, man. They know
Yes.
food. They know how to do it, and that's what it's about, man. I think it's very important. It's very, very important, and we have that chemistry between Greeks and Italians. They either love us. That's all there is to it. And it's. I'm not just saying about Greek and Italians. It could be Polish, Irish, the same thing. Everybody's got that. Everybody's got that in them, and it is what it is. I think it's better to be loud up front. Let them know where you're coming from, so you don't have to hide all the bullshit in between. You know.
I totally agree. And let me tell you, but my parents, were, are immigrants, came here from Greece. So look, our family, I'm on from the south side of Chicago. A lot of my grandparents went to work at Nabisco. So I'm from the south side of Chicago over there by Market Park area, Garfield Ridge, all that area. And they worked in these factories. And then they started their restaurants, if that's what they were doing. My dad was started as a mechanic for CTA for the buses. Then he started opening up a little hot dog stands, fast food. But what I'm saying is, you work hard workers. The gentleman that you had on from Chicago Prime, is his name John or Andy?
Andy John, yes.
Oh,
He owns Chicago Prime Italian. That's the son. And George's father owns Chicago Prime Steakhouse. They're right down the street from each other. And they've been in business for many, many years. Both of them are very, very well respected in the area
wonderful.
and their field of work.
The way he spoke on behalf of just people in general, being a restaurant owner and being a proud restaurant owner and knowing how to run a business, it hit home with me. He was just so eloquent speaker and very genuine. And now it just made me want to go visit his restaurant. That's how it works. You treat people like family. That's how the Greeks are. That's how the Italians are. You come to their house, you make them feel like part of your family. That's the gift I think that Greek and Italian people just have. It's who we are. And I'm grateful and blessed to have, well, my husband's Italian, I'm Greek. Our children are assholes. No, I mean, Greek and Italian. I hate to say that. I'm just kind of joking, but I'm not. They are 50-50. And let me tell you, it's a handful. Okay. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, of course. It's a good thing.
It is a great thing. It's a great thing. But yeah, it's just being from the restaurant background. I think every person should have to work in a restaurant at some point in their lifetime, whether it's running, busing. My son just went and asked for a job down the block at that Corrigan's place I told you where Seventh Heaven's going to play. I know the owners very well. He's the one that knew you. So this is the funny story. So I was telling him. So I was telling him that he said, "Oh, I saw you're doing a podcast with," and I said, "Yeah." And I told him who you were, and he goes, "Oh, I know him." He goes, the funny story is he used to perform. He said it was Moe's Dream Police. Is that right? Moe's Dream Police?
Yeah, that was my old band with the Cheer. Sure.
Okay. So he said that I think you played at one of his bars back in the day. I don't know if it was a Stingrays or one of those. So his name is Pete, right? I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but his name is Pete. Big guy. He owned a lot of bars and restaurants. So then they had Louis Chop House in Oak Lawn on 103rd and Cicero.
Love that place. I love that place.
And it's closed down now. But back in the day when you walked in, it was funny. He knew you as Mo. And then they hired you for the Rat Pack as Tony Ocean. So when you walked in and he saw you, he's like, "You're Tony Ocean," because he knew you from the
Moe's Dream Police. Yeah. I get that all the time. Sure.
Everybody, I also got text messages from people that knew you. They're like, "How do you know Mo?" Tony from they worked at Jilly's. Her and her friend Tara worked at Jilly's. They're just people are just coming out of the woodworks now, talking to me and asking, "How do I know you? What's the connection?" And everybody knows you. So God bless.
God bless. It's only because I've been around a long time. I've been in bar. Look, old musicians never die. We just go from bar to bar. So that's it. That's it.
And you don't age.
I'm 61, but thank you. Teeth are fake. Hair is fake. Everything's fake. So it is what it is. I'm honest, Coach's Pit Litter Show about big things, folks. Carol Brandolino with us, folks, every Tuesday. My co-host, Let's not forget another quick sponsor. Let's not forget Deutsch Power Center, folks, out of servicing the construction and diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. That's Deutsch Power Center. The last 100 years for our buddy Doug. Cut my buddy Sal a call at 224-276-6550. That's Deutsch Power Center. They take care of trucks, all that stuff. They've been doing it. Listen, when you're a company and you're around for 100 years and you're still going strong, that tells you something. That's Deutsch Power Center out of Belgium, 224-276-6550. And let's not forget also Trico Hair Experts out of Rosemont, Illinois. Carmela and Anthony recreating great hair days, 773-999-7888. And Don Esteban Cigars out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. Now with the brand new Tony Ocean cigars. So ask Javier, 727-366-7536. Get it hand rolled and sent right to your house. You're watching Ocean's Pit. Carol Brandolino, co-host every Tuesday. Twisted Tuesdays, unfiltered with fun. All right, I want to say a couple things. I want to say prayers to my buddy Scott Mano from Elmwood Park. I hope you're feeling better. It's horrible when people get sick. Another good friend of mine, Gina Fazio from the old Gillies days in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. She has a GoFundMe, guys. She's got kids. She can't work. She's got cancer. Please go to Gina Fazio. That's Fazio. GoFundMe. Whatever you can give, 5, 10, 20, 100, whatever it is. This poor woman is trying to make ends meet. And when you got cancer and you can't work anymore, man, they need to supply their things for their family. So I hope the best for my good friend, Gina Fazio. And I also want to say Rick Laver's father just passed away. My friend Rick, God bless you and your father up in heaven, man. You're cold.
Oh,
Reconnecting here. Hold on. We got Carol Brandolino. She kind of froze for a second. So we'll get her on. She's a co-host on Tuesdays, and sometimes because of this weather, she is frozen. There she is. Now she's back. Okay, she's not frozen anymore. Carol, can you tell me, are you a cold person? Summer? What do you like?
oh no, I need summer. I need sun. I need the sun. I would love some palm trees. I need the beach. I need a pool. I cannot handle winter. I never loved winter. I absolutely hate it now. You guys, I felt like I was on vacation with you on that cruise. I've never been on a cruise, and I was always scared to go on one because I'm claustrophobic, okay? And I'll be honest with you, I like the ocean. I don't want to be in the middle of the ocean. I like to travel. I don't like to be 30,000 feet in the air. I have some serious issues like, I don't like to fly either, but I do it if I absolutely have to. I love vacationing. I love Clearwater. I have the opportunity to go to Clearwater.
Well, here's the problem. I got that. I got that. But look, it got cold and it snowed. And when you're looking on social media, all you heard was cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's Chicago, Illinois, ladies and gentlemen. It happens every January, February. So we got a little snow. We got to be lucky because, right, the last 3 years we hardly got any snow. So we got a little snow. So let's just relax and stop with your post on Facebook. It's 5 degrees below zero. Oh my God.
I know.
Nuts.
You got to expect it at this point. I mean, back in the day, I remember seeing videos or not videos, pictures of when they would, skeech on the back of the cars we couldn't wait for snow back in the day when we were younger. And I know it sucks to drive in. Yeah, okay. But you know what? The other day I was out there, I was shoveling. We live on a freaking mountain right now. The house we moved into. Look, we moved from a very small duplex. It was like 1,200 square feet. Okay. Now, not that saying anything's wrong with that, but it was tiny for us. And we had lived there for many years. Okay. We got a house. It's maybe 2,500 square feet. I don't know. But to me, it's like a mansion. Okay. To me, now what I'm in feels like a mansion, but it's on a hill that is so high. And people think I'm joking. I could do a class out there in the summer and you can walk up that hill and up and down and do lunges and you will be in shape in a month. It is so steep. So we couldn't get out or in of our garage on our driveway. It sucked so bad. As we were moving in, people are like, well, get ready for winter, because there were cars on the street that had slid down our driveway. Well, whoever used to live here. So I said, Bobby, we got to keep this
I mean, but
salted.
closing the schools. I don't remember. I think my school was closed maybe twice in high school or grade school that I can remember. Now, remember, we used to have to walk backwards in the cold, and you have to walk to school. And now, my God, if it's just a little cold, they close the school, they close the shops. I can't come into work. I can't. It's too cold. Get on. Oh, just the generation is completely different now. It's completely different than when we were growing up.
Oh, totally different. I don't understand why schools close, because
What
I
happened to
know
the
the bus
generation? There's
company.
no balls anymore, right?
No, not at all. I don't know what's going on, but I'll tell you what, it's freaking me out. I'm trying to teach my kids to be part of our old generation, trying to teach them. I think they're going to be the last, we're the last of the Mohicans for sure. I definitely want to teach my kids some part of that. I want them to just kind of get some of that in ingrained in them. So I don't want them to be whiners, and they're not. Actually, I have to say, they go out, they shovel, they go out and play in the snow. They want to be in 10 below zero, which I don't want them to be.
But
But
that's because of your upbringing. That's because your husband and your family, they're old school. They brought it up. They know what it's about. Your John, who's John? Is John related to? Is John your brother?
that's my brother. He's the one that you can't get more real. You're not going to get more real.
I love this stuff. I,
You're
I
not going
love
to
it.
get
And
more
Bobby's
real.
on too. How you doing, Bobby? Well, Bobby said something. They closed the damn schools a week before the weather. Now they closed the school anyway because we know it's gonna be cold on Friday, so we're closing the school on Monday. I mean, they don't care anymore. It's crazy.
Well, here's the thing. Somebody said schools never closed back in the day, right? When they say even closed now, they're doing e-learning, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I want my kids to get their work done and not miss school, but e-learning, my daughter gets a couple lessons, she does them, she's done. Like there is no e-learning really. I mean, they get their stuff done and then they're done for the day, or they meet with the teacher, which is good, but it's just not the same that having a teacher in person talk to you and having that connection and feedback. And I don't know, it's scary to me, I'll be honest with you, and it's scary to
I'm
me how
going to
people
tell
are.
you, Carol, you're right. During COVID, when they had in classes, whatever it was,
Oh,
and I was talking to a lot of parents. Better yet, during the flu, the pandemic, the flu. Um, there was uh, kids that were like A students, B student, I mean big students, and when they got on E, they didn't pass some tests because they need the teacher there. They were like, it's no big deal, you know. So I don't know. They need to get in school. They need to get out and go to the job. They need to go to work. That's just me. But maybe because I do it every night and I go to bars every night, it's still the same thing. I still have to work. You know what I mean?
well, like Bobby said too, the other day he got calls in where people weren't coming for lessons. Look, unless, and I told him, unless the streets are closed down or it's all ice, right? They have to be charged. They have to be charged for lessons that they miss. We have it's all written down, and
Yeah.
so listen, you're just getting in your car and driving. I know it's cold, but these are lessons. The teachers are coming out. The teachers are coming out and driving out. This is their job. They're counting on this to get paid. We have to pay them. So if you have lessons somewhere, you got to understand, if you just calling because it's cold or you got to bring them out, or you got to pay for that missed lesson or reschedule it. That's our policy. And people get really bent. They get bent about it. But if you're a business owner, you got to understand, bills have to be paid. Your employees have to get paid. They're coming out from 20, 30 minutes away, some of our teachers, to teach. They're there. So they just lose out on that money. That's not fair. People
No,
don't
I agree
understand.
with you. Get up and get them to class, or get them. You have to go there, folks. Or if you're not going to show up, you're going to get charged, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like a hotel. If you don't cancel the hotel 24 hours, you're going to get
Right.
charged. It's the same.
That's
It's the
right.
same thing. You watch,
Mhm.
right? You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Carol Brendolino co-host every Tuesday. Carol, did you make a New Year's resolution?
I don't make New Year's resolutions anymore, but because I never followed them. I never did. But I will tell you this. I'm comfortable, I think, at an age. I can see the difference in myself because so much jacked up shit has happened in the last few years. I have to say that I'm falling apart too. I just finally got health insurance after not having it for a very long time. You know why? Because I couldn't afford it. But why? Because I've been paying into the system since I was 14. I have been paying into the system since I was 14. I've been working. I was working since I was 12 for family. My dad, you know that how that worked. But I was starting to get jobs where I was getting paid in a check for 14 years old. And when you can't afford health insurance, it's a sickening thing. So I have a job now. I was very lucky to have had this job come my way where I have benefits. And even now I'm learning. So you see, I have this is very hard for me to do. I have a tooth missing. I've never lost any teeth. Like my teeth and my hair, as a woman too, it's very important. And I have this autoimmune disease. It's called Hashimoto's. A lot of people have it. A lot of people know about it. But I'm going to tell you something.
Wait. It's called Hashimoto's?
Hashimoto's. It's kind of it's an autoimmune disease. There's so many different ones. Lupus. I mean, there's a million autoimmune, and then you'll start getting more and more. They piggyback on each other. This is, I think, more related to the thyroid and all of that. But here's the deal. I haven't had a non-functional thyroid in over 20 years because I was put on a steroid, this prednisone, for over a year on such a high dosage because I could have died. I had a blood disorder out of the blue. 6 months after I graduated college, I was going to move away and go do television news at some podunk station. That was my dream. And then build my way back to Chicago. Well, 6 months after that, I was dropped off my parents' insurance out of college, right? Now that's changed. And when I got sick, I had no insurance. So I had to go to Cook County Hospital. Okay. Now, let me tell you, back then, not a joke. I had to get a surgery there. I had to get my spleen removed. Okay. So I had a blood disorder called ITP. Anyway, long story. We'll get into that another day, but I had to get my spleen removed there. The good thing about that is it's a learning hospital. So, but I'd have 15 people staring at me. They were teaching. So these were residents. So I was like a guinea pig, but it was the best hospital I could have been at for my surgery because it turns out I had 3 spleens. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know. I cried when they told me that a week later. He said I had 3 spleens. They took all of them out. That wasn't even my problem. I had a blood disorder. So anyway, they took the spleen out. When I had to stay there for 5 days, I'm telling you, I was scared, and I don't get scared like this. I was about 24, I think, 23, and I was in a hospital, and there were guys in full body casts roaming the hallways, literally from getting shot up. We're talking Cook County Hospital. Okay, I was this little Greek girl, walking around pushing my, my cart with my bags hanging from it. It was they were like army barracks at the time. I'm not kidding. It's like Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what I remember. I was so scared being there. It was an excellent hospital. Now it's like a hotel from what I've heard. Cook County Hospital. They beautified it. Okay. It's wonderful. Great. But what I'm saying is, guys, insurance.
So they made it better.
They made it better, but look, I've got a lot of health issues going on right now. I got health insurance, and it's a good health insurance, but they don't cover. So the Hashimoto's makes your hair fall out, like your teeth. I have 3 teeth missing right now. I'm freaking out. So I went to the dentist thinking, oh, I have health insurance. Nope, it doesn't cover. I want to get the implants. I want to get partials. They have come up with a price that's like $8,000 out of pocket. It covers nothing. It does not cover anything having to do with any implant whatsoever. So right now I'm looking to find a dentist.
It's insane.
I'm screwed. I'm totally screwed. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. Now, people are talking about buy-ups and maybe getting a supplemental. I don't know shit about insurance because I never had it. And now that I have it and I was so excited, now I've got to go start getting the process done. And I'm saving money because I still bartend one night a week. I still do it. I cut it down significantly, but to make that kind of the cash tips, you'll never, they're even trying to take that away from you, the government. They really are. They're trying to just monitor every single penny, every dollar. And I don't know how they expect people to be able to pay their bills and live. I really don't.
Oh, I know. It's just crazy what they're trying to do to us. Unfortunately, our government, yeah. No, they can't. I agree with you, and I totally believe it's this country is turning communist, socialism. They want to take complete control of everything. If they get rid of the cash, what they're trying to do, and then everybody will have a credit card, and if they feel like it, they can just stop it and that credit card anytime they want if you don't follow their rules. Like the electric cars, yes. Is it maybe because of the better for the energy or the air? Blah 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 blah. They'll may control the reason why they want these electric cars so they can shut it off anytime they want. Now you won't have credit cards because that's what they're trying to do, and it's horrible what's happening for this country. And look, health. Oh my God, Obamacare, please. That's a joke. That was a joke. And unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever get. Ronald Reagan tried to get a free health care for everybody here in the United States. They turned that down. I don't think that'll ever happen in the United States.
Yeah, no way. There's not at this point. No, no. Look, even if they
Carol
helped you,
Brandolino's with us, folks, co-host here. Right, Carol? What do you think, Cook?
what's that?
Hello, hello, hello. Are you there?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you, but you're frozen.
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you cut in and out. Go ahead, bring up. Let's talk about something.
Okay, so
What
I
do you
had
feel like
something I
talking
wanted to
about?
ask you. A lot of
Shoot.
my friends or people that are going to be listening don't know you. I don't even know you that well. Like I know you on a professional level, but personally, we're going to get to know each other like this, right? So
Yeah.
I was just curious about some of the things. I know I listened to how you grew up and your family life, and I loved listening to the interview with your sister. That
Yes.
told me everything. That was excellent. I too have an older brother, 6 years older. So all this fucked up shit about me. I hate to blame it on one person, but I have to say I give him props where they're due because I had the fear of God put in me about certain things that he would kick my ass if I did certain things that I shouldn't have done in the neighborhood where we grew up. So I didn't
Yeah.
do them. I was, and that was a good thing. I think there has to be some fear put into kids nowadays. They have to know that there's going to be repercussions. What's going to scare them away from making certain decisions, right? But I was just curious, like, what do you think is your worst trait? Like, I love to hear this answer from people because I ask people that I meet, and
Mine.
I'm curious. Yeah.
Uh, it's good or bad. I speak my mind a little too much.
Okay.
I do. If I could hold back a little bit, but I can't. On this
That's
cruise,
okay.
and I can't. I've seen people with Crocs, guys wearing Crocs
Yeah, right.
with socks all the way up, with white socks. I just where I just, or better yet, like the lady at the buffet table, and she was putting stuff on the buffet table, and I go, "Ma'am, it's a buffet. You can go back and get as many
No,
times
no,
as you
you
want."
did it.
I
No.
told her, "Why don't you?" I just told the lady, "Why don't you just sit down and pull up a chair because you're not. I
Stop
mean,
it.
come on, I'm in line here. Let's go. Put some food in, go and come back like everybody else does." So That's it. Yeah, my wife
Okay,
would tell you that.
that's not a
My
bad thing.
mom.
I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. And let me ask you this question: what can you find on your nightstand at all times? What's something that would be on your nightstand at all times in your room next to your bed? That tells a lot about a
Um,
person.
my Kindle. My Kindle is on my nightstand. Um, what else? A bottle of Jack Daniels is on my nightstand. Um, yeah, my Kindle and nightstand. Not too much on there. Before you,
Okay.
and I never smoked at the house, so I can't say cigar because you can't smoke in the house. I never did. That's about it, really. Not much else on my nightstand. What's on your nightstand?
It's a mess. If I could carry this video kid's camera over there, I have I have a problem with nighttime eating sometimes. So these things called mochis that my daughter introduced me to, they're like these little ice cream balls. They're called my mochi. I don't even know what I'm eating, and I won't look at the nutritions on it because I don't want to stop eating them. It's really bad. But those are on my nightstand sometimes, an empty half a pack. Always a pen, always a notepad, like a nail file. Probably, let's see, what else? Water bottle,
Toothpick.
always
Oh,
water.
I have toothpicks. I have toothpicks on my nightstand. Toothpicks. Always with a toothpick, all the time. Yes.
That's another one I've had to have because of what's going on in my messed up mouth right now. Also, Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know, always something to drink. The remote,
The
stuff like
remote.
that.
There you go. The remote. Yeah, yeah. That
Stuff
works.
all over.
Um, Carol, there was a TV show called on PBS called Finding Your Roots, and they talk to celebrities and they go back and they find their family tree. Did you ever do something like that? You and Bobby find out who you might be related to, or for other family members that you might have. I always wanted to do that because I have no family here but my wife's family and my sister.
Okay, so
Everybody else is in Italy. So I'd really like to find out about that. Did you ever think of doing something like that?
I have sort of, but this brings me to something about that whole 23 and me, right? This is
Hmm.
bad, but at least, like I said, I'm an open book, so this is my concern, and it's honest as I could get. I'm so afraid to do it. I was talking about this with my daughter and my family, and I said my dad wasn't known to be. He was kind of good with the ladies, let's say. Okay, now me and my mom were together a very long time, and at a certain point, my mom is, she stayed married to him for a very long time. They're divorced now, but very long. And if I do the 23 and me, I know I'm opening up a whole can of worms because I know I have siblings out there. I have no doubt I will have an entire fucking family out there, and I don't know if I'm ready for it. And I'm not even trying that to be mean. I feel kind of bad, but my dad lives in Greece. He'll probably eventually see this and be like, "What the hell are you talking about? Why are you saying this shit on the TV?" But I feel bad, but it is. I want to do it, but I'm kind of scared. I'm not lying. So I may do it, but then I get scared because people tell me about the government is doing this to have your DNA, and that scares the shit out of me too. So I don't know what to do. I really
Yeah,
don't.
you got a good point. I am surprised that there's nobody knocking at my door saying, "Dad, how?"
Right.
I, I think they would have came already by now. I mean, shit. I mean, right? I think we're all a little afraid of that. I like this quote. Tell me what you think about this, Carol. This is funny because this probably fits you too. Don't expect any New Year's resolution from me. I intend on staying the same awkward, sarcastic, foul-mouthed delight you've come to know and love. And I think that's very, very important. And always your mind, it's important, right?
Yes, yes. My worst. I asked you about your worst trait. My worst trait is I'm not organized at all. I'm terrible, and I hate to say I have ADHD. Everybody has ADHD. I'm just aloof, and I think I have way too many things going on in my head at once. I have so many ideas, and I'm always trying to put things on paper, but I'm the person that writes 100 notes and I don't bring one of them with me when I need it. I write it down and then I forget them. I'm like the professor. What do they call it? I can't remember shit, and I forget things, and I'm just kind of a mess. I'm not organized. That's my worst trait. I want
Well,
to
that's
work
a,
on that.
yeah. It depends. I could be that way. I'm a procrastinator too. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I do it, but eventually, like I said, I do it tomorrow. It's like Larry said, I was adopted and did a search with Catholic Charities. I found my birth family, and my mother and my brother and sister is great. Wow, see, so that's pretty
So
cool. I mean, that's kind of cool. There you go, Susan. Hey, Susan's in charge. Hey, Susan, the closer's in the house. Hi, honey. Here, now you were just talking about celebrities and being womanizers. Elvis Presley was
oh,
allegedly was allegedly obsessed with young virgins so much. So much. Elvis Presley was allegedly obsessed with young virgins so much they invited groups of teenage girls to his home for private parties, and the accounts of what happened on those gatherings are truly disturbing. Now, I don't know how old he was when he asked, wasn't his Priscilla, wasn't she like 15 or
very
14 or
young.
whatever it was?
She was very young. I just saw part
Well,
of
what
that.
would you do if yeah, but Carol, what would you do if an older man at the time came and dated you? What would your dad say when you're 13 and here comes a 25-year-old?
13. Are you kidding? My dad didn't let me. I couldn't talk to a guy. I mean, it was so ridiculous. And what pissed me off is once I found out kind of how he was, I was like, what a hypocrite. Like, come on. This is why men, though, I think a lot, and I hate to say this, but a lot of times men that have daughters, they don't want them doing things or doing this or doing that because they know what they did. They were scumbags, okay? So let's just call a spade is what it is. And I understand. If some older guy, like back in the day, we know older men were with younger women back in the day when you'd give sheep, in exchange for your daughter and stuff. But but now, if my daughter brought home some guy that was remotely that old, no way.
No way.
They know better.
And your brother John goes, Carol, your brother John says, yeah, that our dad was Elvis.
Yes.
Well, my God. That is classic. And you hear all these crazy things. This guy on Twitter named Joshua Hall. I don't think this guy's crazy, but Justin, Michelle Obama's ex-boyfriend, David Upchurch, has come forward to reveal that she is actually a man named Michael Robinson, and only became Michelle after meeting Barack Obama and having prospects of becoming the first lady. It's official. Michelle Obama is a man. Now, this is something that someone posted on Twitter. I mean, you hear stories like that all the time. Unbelievable. This I don't know, but she has no Adam's apple. I don't know. She's an Adam's apple, comes out. They really wonder about this kind of crazy stuff.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing. I'm sorry, but if I hear something that's very random and seems
you
absurd,
hear crazy, right, Albert?
Uh-oh. I think I lost you. Hey, John, can you still see me? Or I'm just trying to find out if I'm still on and Mo's not, because I just only see myself right now. Oh, so I'm by myself right now? So Mo's not on? Oh, okay, that's cool. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that I lost him and okay, he's not here. So anyway, I will tell you this about Brandolino Encore Music Center. We're having our recital February 25th. And don't forget, I didn't give the number before for the music lessons, 815-729-2858. Shorewood, Brandolino's Encore Music Center. You can find us online on Facebook. And, I wish I had a lighter right now. I would light up this cigar and learn how to actually smoke it. And I know Bobby got me a Gentleman's Jack bottle today too. I don't drink whiskey or bourbon, but right now I wouldn't mind a little shot, to be honest with you. So I was going to talk to Mo about this. My daughter, out of the blue, she's 12. She's all of a sudden starting to ask me about if she's adopted. I have no idea what the hell she's thinking. She says, if I was, would you tell me the truth? I don't know if she's watching these TikToks or what's going on, but she seriously wants to get a blood test. What's pissing me off is she doesn't think she looks like me. She does look like me when I was younger. She's blonde hair, blue eye, but that's because my husband's mother is a blonde hair, blue eyed Italian. Okay. So now she wants to get a blood test to see if she's really my daughter. And she looks like my husband and his family. I just think it's hilarious. But if she wants to do the blood test, I'll do the blood test, All right, let's see what else is going on here. I have a good story. So when I was at Mo's birthday bash, when he introduced me as being his new co-host on Tuesdays, this is kind of bad. I probably shouldn't tell the story until he comes back on. But I was standing back there. They were kind of standing by the bar when I had to leave, and I was saying my goodbyes. And the guys were all talking, all his buddies, and one of them, dropped the F-bomb. And he said, pardon my French. And I was like, pardon my French? I said, that's my love language. And he goes, what, French? And I said, no, the F word. And I want to say it so bad, but actually it was kind of funny. I made myself laugh on that one. So I can't wait to meet all of a lot of the people that I do see at some of the events, I'm able to go out to see Tony Ocean. I'm going to see the Rat Pack at the Arcata Theater on Sunday, the 21st. Taking my mom and a couple of her friends and some of my family members. We're going to go. My mom's having surgery next week on her knees, so want to show her a good time this coming Sunday at the Arcata for the Rat Pack. And then Thursday, one of my best friends, we're having a pre-birthday. Her birthday's on Sunday, a pre-birthday girls' night out, and I think we're going to go to Are We Live when Mo is going to be there. Tony Ocean is going to be performing. So I am very, very excited about Thursday night. So I hope people can come out. I'm very much looking forward to meeting all of the people that have regularly listened to the Tony Ocean show, and all of his friends. Everybody I've met so far have been the most genuine, down-to-earth, real people. And that's what I love about it. That's what I love about him and his wife. I've gotten to know Tony through St. Jude's fundraiser every year for almost 18, probably 20 years. I don't know how many years, but it's been at least 15 years, I believe, with Carl Doty and Paula Doty. They put on St. Jude fundraiser every year in September. And we've been, trying to be a part of that as much as we can with the music store and donate a guitar and lessons. So I got to know Mo, I don't know what to call him, Tony or Mo, but I got to know Mo through him performing at those events. And as we started, and he performed at a couple of friends of mine's restaurants. And my friend told him that I had been in radio for 10 years and in broadcasting, because she has a big mouth. And so he asked me to be a guest one day, and then the rest is history. I'm very grateful to Mo and to Laura for asking me to do this. It's something that I really prayed for and that I was really hoping could happen. Are you there?
Yes, honey. Since we're lost. I can't get back on the screen.
Okay, well, I've been asking people. I'm literally on right now, live, I think.
Why don't you tell everybody now that we're only 2 minutes to go?
Okay.
Just say, hey, see you next. Tony will be back. And,
Okay.
Guys, we're not on the screen, but I want to thank Carol Brandolino for everything. And she will be back with us next Tuesday for Twisted Tuesdays Unfiltered.
All right, guys. I'm telling them right now. Tony just signed off. He's having some issues on his end. He said, "Well,
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony.